Namaskar friends, welcome to KBG YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll learn about satellites, artificial satellite. We all know that Moon is a satellite of Earth, natural satellite of Earth. Mars has two natural satellites or moons, Phobos and Deimos. So satellite is an object revolving around a planet. Moon, Phobos, Deimos are natural objects, hence they are natural satellites. Man-made object or spacecraft revolving around any planet is an artificial satellite. If you are using app like Starwalk, you will see titles satellite. It is an artificial satellite sent by man for a specific purpose. Sputnik 1 was the first satellite launched by Soviet Union on 4th October 1957. It was launched for scientific purpose, but it started a space race between Soviet Union and United States of America. Soviet Union launched Sputnik 2 on 3rd November 1957. It carried a dog named Laika into the orbit. Explorer 1 was the first satellite launched by United States on 31st January 1958. It was followed by United Kingdom, Canada, Italy, France, Australia, West Germany, Japan, China. India launched its first satellite Aryabhat on 19th April 1975, named after famous Indian astroscientist Aryabhat. As of 2026, there are around 15,000 satellites orbiting the Earth. Out of these, only 10,000 are active. These satellites are launched by various nations and private organizations such as SpaceX. Satellites have variety of uses such as communication relay, weather forecasting, navigation, meaning GPS, broadcasting, scientific research, military use, and even spying purpose. Earth observation satellites are designed to monitor and survey the Earth, called remote sensing. Most remote sensing satellites are placed in low Earth orbit for high data resolution. They are used for archaeology, cartography, environment monitoring, military reconnaissance. Military reconnaissance satellites give valuable information about enemy locations and forces for taking preemptive action. Weather satellite monitor clouds, city lights, storm, ocean currents, tsunami alerts. Communication satellite relays and amplifies telecommunication signals through transponders. It creates communication channel between transmitter and receiver. The radio waves used for telecommunication links travel by a line of sight and are obstructed by the curve of Earth. The purpose of communication satellite is to relay signal around the curve of Earth, allowing communication between widely separated geographical points. Navigational satellites use radio signals to enable mobile receivers on the ground to determine their exact location. The relatively clear line of sight between satellites and receivers on the ground allows satellite navigation system to measure location very accurately on real time. Astronomical satellites such as Hubble Space Telescope are satellites used for observation of distant planets, galaxies, and other outer space objects. Most satellites get electrical energy from solar panels or radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTG. It is a type of nuclear battery and does not have any moving part. Solar panels are attached to the satellite with slip rings. Slip rings can rotate perpendicular to the sunlight and generate power. Satellites also have batteries, mostly lithium ion. Because of high launch cost per space, Most satellites are designed to be lightweight and robust. Many satellites are launched in a group so as to form a constellation. Reflective type of satellites used for atmospheric measurement are called passive satellites, and they do not require electrical energy. Spaceships and orbiter become satellite for some time. Most satellites are placed in LEO, that is low Earth orbits. It's an orbit with an altitude of 800 to 2000 kilometers from Earth. Orbit greater than 2000 kilometers is called medium Earth orbit. Amount of energy required to place satellite in LEO is low. It provides high bandwidth and good communication. These satellites are accessible to crew for servicing. A geostationary orbit (GEO) or geosynchronous orbit is a circular orbit 35,786 km in altitude above Earth's equator. The orbit is in or nearly in plane of the equator. An object in such an orbit has orbital period equal to Earth's rotational period of one sidereal day. Such satellite appears to be motionless or fixed at one place. Communication satellites are placed in such orbits so that the Earth-based satellite antennas do not have to rotate for tracking them. They are permanently pointed at the position in sky. SYNCOM-2 was the first satellite placed in GSO in 1963. Around 6,000 satellites are present in GSO as on today. Mostly communication, weather and navigation satellites are placed in GSO or GEO. A polar orbit is one in which the satellite passes over the poles of the Earth. It has an inclination of about 90 degrees to the equator. Launching satellite into a polar orbit requires larger launch vehicle than near equatorial orbit. ISRO has been spearheading satellite launches in India since 1975. It has launched satellites from Indian launch vehicle as well as American, Russian, European rockets. ISRO has launched over hundreds of spacecraft and launch missions. It has carried out launch missions for foreign satellites also. ISRO's satellite program include INSAT series, IRS, Chandrayaan mission, Mangalayan, Aditya L1, Gaganayan. INSAT series includes satellites used for communications, broadcasting and meteorology. IRS include remote sensing satellites used for resource mapping, agriculture planning and disaster management. Chandrayaan mission includes India's moon exploration with Chandrayaan-1. Chandrayaan-3 achieved a soft landing near Moon's south pole on 23rd August 2023. Mangalayan mission was India's first mission to reach Martian orbit. India became the first Asian country to achieve this on 5th of November 2013. Aditya L1 is India's first solar observatory for study of solar's corona and atmosphere. Gaganayan mission includes human spaceship program for sending astronauts in space. For launching satellites, ISRO uses PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and GSLV, Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicles. These launches using SLV and PSLV are made from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Some of the satellites have been launched from foreign bases also. As on today, ISRO has successfully launched around 160 satellites. These satellites have been launched for purposes such as Earth observation, radar imaging, communication, navigation, oceanography, solar and lunar observation, military purpose. GSAT-11 launched in 2018 is the heaviest satellite launched so far with a weight of 5854 kgs. In future, ISRO is aiming to launch 12 satellites per year. When a satellite reaches its end of life, or if it malfunctions, then such a satellite is moved to graveyard orbit, because physical collection or removal is not possible. It is moved away from the Earth to reduce space debris. The only problem is that these dead satellites remain in space for hundreds of years. When satellite deorbits, much of it is destroyed during re-entry in the atmosphere, polluting the atmosphere. With so many satellites in space, there are chances that collision of spacecraft may occur. International Astronomical Union has set up a center to study and minimize such incidents. Anti-satellite missiles have been used to destroy aging satellite or enemy satellites. In 2019, India shot down a live test satellite at 300 kilometers altitude in 3 minutes, becoming the 4th country to have the capability to destroy live satellite. So much for the satellites. See you soon in our next episode. Thanks for watching.